Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Late Night Dominion, episode 20. Hey, we made it 20 episodes. Shocking. Tonight's a special edition of Late Night Dominion. It's a blank Ask Him Almost Anything from his time at PAX. On with introductions and the first question and news of the day. We'll go to Beetle.
Yeah, hey, welcome. Right on time. Directly 9 o'clock Central, that is. Episode 20. Punctual. Yeah, so here we are, episode 20. How are you? Welcome to this Thursday. It's beautiful outside. We've got Blank talking about stuff at PAX. And we've got Nixus and I and Aegon, as always. Just going to be asking them questions. We have a couple of our own Q&A that we kind of saved for tonight, so like we'll ask Blank some stuff about video game and see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna jump into the news here as usual. We got a couple links, a couple articles this week, so yeah, Blank.
Again, thank you for showing up for Late Night Dominion, your weekly Wildstar live newscast. The show synopsis is pretty simple. We got weekly news as always. Not a lot to discuss. It's been a pretty dry week. And then got clearance to do an Ask Me Almost Anything, SVG, LND, whatever version, where if you didn't get to go to PAX and you had some questions you wanted answered, feel free to start throwing any of them in chat. They will be picked up by Jeff Sven, who is taking over for Chicken tonight. I think Chicken got run over by a rhinoceros or something. If you have any links that you want to send, you have to PM them to FenJustFen. Make sure to follow this Twitch channel. We all have wonderful tweets, so go follow us there to see all the wonderful things we tweet about, and like us on Facebook. And with that, we're going to hop into the weekly news. The first thing that we saw was a comic that was put up. It was pretty funny. There was, I think this was the third installment or second installment, and the one thing that I noted here was, and I know Beatle's going to say the same thing, there was a space zombie scene where the guy was like, I don't really like, or it's so discouraging to be called a space zombie again. I thought it was pretty funny. Beetle?
Yeah, I don't know how often Carbine watches the show, but when we talked about the Mordash, we probably said zombie about 100 times that show. So I want to say they're like, hey, stop it. So I might. Me and Blank
I can understand their pain. I know why. Because they're not zombies.
Shut up.
I mean, if they eat...
Shut up.
I mean, if I ate brains, I'd think I wasn't a zombie too, so...
Alright, I thought there was going to be more conversation there. Next link you guys are going to get is Wildstar Wednesday. I do believe it was the Wildstar Thursday. It was the PAX Prime Roundup. They talked about, it kind of corresponds with what we're doing this week. A lot of us, I'm still getting over my PAX plague. They talked about some people who were hanging out that were developers. They did a demo of Genesis, which is their in-house world building tool. I believe there was a demo put up. I don't have a link to that. There was a huge panel that was put on. It was kind of cool because a lot of the devs that weren't actually there at the panel got to show up and hang out, and were there for the party too, so it was really cool to see them. And then the party on Saturday night, we had like a 4-block long, the line to get in was like 4 blocks long. It was crazy. And then they gave away so much stuff. I'm not sure if they gave away a computer because I don't really remember. I do remember them giving away tons of headsets, keyboards, and mice. It was crazy. And if you didn't see the cool pictures, Amy Lynn did an Orin costume cosplay that was really, really cool. And then there was the Granok that some of the guys that actually were there to help out got to go like hang out with, and the thing was friggin' it was awesome. So read over that, you can check it out. Beetle, did you have something to mention about that?
Yeah, I was just gonna the picture on this article. Shout out to Onrez, and I believe that's one of his prototype Chompacabras in that picture. Yep. So, shout out to him and his crazy antics.
There was, I'm not sure whose that was. The only one that I know for sure ended up getting handed out was one to Packet Dancer, ? That she had helping her cover her side of the booth where she was over helping people sign up for beta. So, oh yeah, and I guess he made some pretty cool coasters. As you can see, some of the people that were there are talking trash in the chat now. So, and there was an article, last big thing for the weekly news. There was an article by Gazimoff, 200-man dungeon raid night. It's called the Million Idiot March. I didn't really look over it or understand too much about the implications of it. I guess Beetle did. So Beetle, did you want to go ahead? Thank you.
It was more like a little bit of technical talk. I mean, it didn't go too deep, but he was just kind of going on about how he was talking, I believe it was Gaffney, and saying, like, how are we going to handle this type of thing? How are you guys planning on handling, they talked about certain weeks, or it was like once a month or something. They probably haven't nailed it down, but being able to just, like, not make a 40-man raid, a 200-man raid, just let everybody go at the boss and maybe double its health or something. And it was kind of talking about, like, how are you going to allow for computers to handle all that at the same time? It's a whole thing. I think one of the quotes was, "My computer has turned to sludge." I like the read. I commented on it. Gaz always does great stuff, and wish him best of luck in finding a new job.
All right. Again, guys, slow news week. I'm pretty sure they're building up for something cool. We heard something from Scooter on his Twitter about some sort of streamed stuff coming up in the future. So we'll look forward to that. But that's it for your weekly news. There wasn't a lot. Now we're going to get into our fun Ask Me Almost Anything. If you have a Wildstar question, we collected a couple of them that were sent in already. If you have Wildstar questions that if you got to go to PAX Prime you wanted to ask, that you wanted to talk to somebody who's actually played the game and is interested in it so much that I've spent hours and hours in, this is the chance, this is the time, this will be the last time until some potential conventions in the future to meet up with people and talk about this again, to play it, hopefully at PAX East. So I guess we'll start into the first topic. Go ahead, Beetle.
Yes. So we're gonna ask Blankspace some questions here. We generally do the questions through Fen, but if you have a question, we'll do the regular questions at the end of the show with these questions. But if it's specifically for Blank about the game, if you ask the question in chat, I ask just title it with blank in the beginning. Blank, what can we know about this? Blank, what can we know about this? And then the rest of the questions will all kind of chime in on. But our first that we got, just to kind of get things moving here, is Blank, how did you get to be a dev for PAX Prime?
Basically what happened was I sent a message to the community managers and told them that I was at PAX Dev making some networking connections. And they were like, hey, a bunch of us are going to go grab some food, met up with Sarkan and Pedro and had some lunch. And then we did some cool maneuvering and some sweet talking at the front. And I was able to sneak in early to see the booth being set up. And I'm really excited about PvP. So I was really, I was like, hey, who's here to talk about PvP? Like, I know that there's not a whole lot of hype and a lot of information about PvP out there. But, who's here to talk about it? Who's going to be the person to educate, others on, what that's like? And Jen, went to Gamescom. Chris went to Gamescom. So there wasn't a lot of people. And then what I kind of figured out was like, well, guys, if you don't have someone to talk about PvP, I totally would love to do it. I would volunteer my time like these other guys here to help out for the weekend. The big thumbs up came, and that night I was pretty excited because getting to hang out with these testers who are, amazing, whether they make add-ons or they're interested in PvP, they're interested in learning how to be community managers. It was really cool. So that's how I became part of the developer staff. The dev team for the weekend.
He printed that shirt at a Kinko's.
I did. It's right. Okay, so Sarkhan said it, yeah. They basically snuck me in. They were like, Sarkhan went first, and then I was in my wheelchair, and I held up my dev badge, but I kind of bit it, and basically the lady was like, "What happened to the other guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, sweetie, he's much worse than I am." And she laughed, and I just kind of strolled on in, and then I was just kind of on cloud 9, be like, "I'm inside of here before I'm supposed to be, ha 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 ha." So, all right, next question. It should be from Nixus, I believe.
Okay, what's your favorite memory from the entire event?
There were a couple, but the two that I want to share the most was getting to meet a lot of very excited people about the game, and then a lot of people who were brand new, who I started calling it the 411 shotgun. I would talk to them about PvP, PvE, housing, crafting, war plots, raids. Something would stick if they were brand new, and then I would just talk to them about that and just sit there and give them as much information as possible. Once I did that, though, sorry, kind of got off track there. One of my favorite memories was watching. There was this 8-year-old kid with his mom. I guess he was super excited about the art. He really liked the art. He thought it was cool, and I was watching him learn the game, figuring out the controls. He was problem solving. It was really, really cool to watch somebody so young, so interested, and learning as they went along. And also on the last day, we set up a PvP tournament, which was me, Jarnod, and a few. I can't remember everyone else that was there. I think one of the devs at first. It was 3 versus 3, and then it turned into 3 versus 8. And then it was 3 versus 10, and we got wiped once. And then we picked up 5 people, so it was 5 on 12, and we ended up still winning the kills. I did get killed twice, I believe, and I had to give out some prizes for that. But it was a lot of fun.
Is that all you got to say on that one?
Oh god, we're getting feedback again.
Is that?
I blame Aegon.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
I blame Aegon too.
All right, so the third question, how was the party?
The party was awesome. We had all 3 floors of Hard Rock Cafe. Like I said, our line was 4 blocks long, just the start, and there were people that left other parties that were going on to come hang out at ours because news spread that all the other parties kind of sucked, and ours was really cool. We were giving away tons and tons and tons of stuff, and it was interesting because on the first floor they had computers that you could play. So those hardcore people who really wanted to get their hands on the game and try it out again, showed up at the party, hung out with their friends, played the game. There was food and a couple of drink tickets and stuff like that. But then there was the second floor where the giveaways were happening. And a lot of people were just hanging out and BSing, and then on the top floor was the rooftop party where people were just literally sitting, lounging, just BSing. It was really cool. I'm gonna do my dev and I'm gonna do my shoutouts right now. So get ready for being bored. Huge shoutouts to Troy, which is the community manager. David, community manager. Kenny does art. Craig is the live producer. This guy, when something broke, was one of the guys to run and go fix it. Chris Hannell is one of the cinematic designers. I want to say it was great to meet you guys. And, of course, there was Frosty, Matt McCarsky, Pappy, and Mike D showed up for the panel and then the party. And, of course, left after that. It's not like they have a lot to do. And I wanted to do the shout-outs for the rest of the tester crew that helped man the booth and, get people excited about the game and talk to them for all 4 days of PAX Prime, except for Packet. No, wait, Packet was there all the days, but she tripped on a pothole and injured herself, so she had to get herself checked out. So that's Packet, Scholastic, Jarnud, Sarkant, Evian, Darius, and Pedro. It was really awesome to meet all you guys and girls, and having dinner domination when we went out to get food was really, really cool. And Jarnud's wife, who's not technically part of the tester crew, but it was nice to meet her too. Yeah, that's it. That's it for that.
All right. So those were our base questions kind of thing, but right now we're going to get into like what we want to know and what you guys probably want to know, just some things that have kind of been itching us. So, Blank, we know you got like a general okay from Scoots, but let us know how this, or let everybody know, kind of know how, jeez, I just said no like 6 times, like 4 drinks in. How this Q&A will go, what you're allowed to say, or what you can say.
It's going to be the same. It's supposed to be like a PAX Prime. If you came to PAX and you sat down and you talked to me, this is going to be the same sort of a deal. And like I said, we're only going to do it once. It corresponds with the Wildstar Wednesday. People came up to ask questions. The hardcore fans who were like, oh my god, you're here. Tell me everything. If I can answer the question, I'm going to. If I can't, I'm not going to respond. I'll give you a silly answer. I'm not going to tease anything I'm not supposed to. I'm not going to say anything to get myself in trouble. But as much as I can, the same that I would have done at PAX, I will do for you guys here. So if you couldn't go to the convention, you couldn't get your hands on the game, but you have questions, you want to know, this would be the time. So all right, let's hit into the questions that got sent in first. So.
Nix?
Oh, yep. All right, sorry.
Here I am.
Blankspace.
Are you doing a
Tell us
show?
about how housing works and just how creative you can get.
I didn't get a chance to do a lot of housing, but it is going to be a system that not only is somebody like Onres going to be able to exploit for econ PvP, but a lot of systems in MMOs come out and they are a sub-function of the game. It's like, oh, we threw this in here just to say we had it. You know, oh, we have leaderboards, but they're shitty, they don't work, whatever. That's not the deal with housing. Housing is, you know, from what I understand, has its own huge team that makes the items, that, you know, functionality and all this really cool stuff. And when it comes to creativity, there have been some people who have made some just out of this world stuff. And like, I'm not the creative type at all, so when somebody's like, yo dude, come check out my house, come check out my whatever, you go in and you look and you're like, dude, did you really just make 2 robot gladiators fighting each other? Is this really a thing? Is that made out of like 1,500 different parts? And I know there was one of the things that they showed, where they showed this car being like taken apart, and it was like 100 different items. People are doing that in housing. It's not just going to be, I mean, for me, it's going to be, I've got items for my Rested XP, GG, no RE, I don't do anything else. But for people that enjoy, you know, that extra dimension to the game, they're going to make their house look awesome. They're going to, it's going to reflect who they are, both as a gamer and artistically. It's going to be really, really cool. How creative? Pretty much, if you can move it around and you can think it up, you can engineer it, you're going to be able to make it. Whether it's something, a prop that they give you, or it's what you make on your own.
Nice. That's pretty awesome. It's exciting. Yeah, we're hearing you like a robot.
Sometimes you talk too fast and your internet can't keep up. You were. I think
Now
it's
you
the
got a
more you
robot
talk
eye.
and
My
the
bad.
more like inner juice you use, like it just kind of starts trickling. You got a trickling stream,
Okay.
Blank.
All right. Ready for the next question, Blank?
Nix is
All right, let's do it.
All right, next question. How are the PvP battlegrounds?
The battlegrounds are the archetypes are the ones that we're used to. You're used to seeing certain ones. You can expect those in Wildstar, and they are being moved around to be balanced. A lot of games will put PvE as the predominant way to level. From what I understand, PvP isn't going to be just something on the side that you do that you get some residue, XP, and fun in. If that's really what you like to do, you're going to be able to sit in there and play that game mode all the way up. I don't know if it's going to be... I'm not sure the actual beginning level that you're able to get into them, but it is relatively low, and I believe it's going to be kind of bracketed, so you get to play against people that are in the same area. It's not just going to be everybody all in one big group. How that's going to be done, I really can't say. But they're fun, they're exciting, and it's really, honestly, PvP is the hands down best part of this game to me, and I wish there was more information out there about it, because for an MMO that's based on action, that, you know, you dodge somebody else's big cooldown and you're able to counter them with skill and better timing instead of just linear macros, it's so exciting for me. I'm really looking forward to people who have PvP gear, who've just grinded it, facing those who are more skilled and getting their faces stomped in, because gear is going to help you. But if you don't know the sound of somebody popping a skill or using a certain thing or knowing how long that is, not understanding how to use your resources correctly, you're going to get stomped on. The skill ceiling is very, very high in this game. There we go. Next question?
Yeah, since I saw it in chat, and I'm man enough to ask this and make Scooter, like, roll over in his sleep, even though he's not asleep, damn it.
He's probably watching right now.
Scooter / blank. How does crafting work right now? Tell us about it.
I'm gonna tell you something silly about crafting, and it was something I put in. When I first started, I didn't do a lot of crafting, and a lot of people ask me about this. I had the basic discussion I'll say in just a second. What I'll say is, when I first started crafting, I made the mistake on the initial quest of building the wrong thing. You know how it's like, go ahead and make a dagger and then turn it in? Well, I didn't need a dagger, I needed something else. So I made that, and then I couldn't fucking do the quest, and then I couldn't figure out how to turn it in. So this was like a while ago, and I totally messed it up. So that was like my funny crafting story I tell people. But like I've said about housing, crafting, from what I understand, is going to fit neatly into the leveling and endgame process. It's not going to be specifically just one or the other. You know, you're not going to do just, oh, you're only crafting so you can make that awesome belt of badassness. No, you're going to want to craft as you go, because you might get something cool as you go that fills a slot that maybe, you know, questing and dungeons don't fill. And I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about the actual systems because I haven't done a lot of it myself. But what I do know is it's not going to be something you just sit down and power level and do. More than likely, this is going to be something that as you level, you're going to want to experience as you go, just like your pathing. People would ask a lot about the paths and couldn't understand it. What do you mean there's path XP? You're going to want to add this part of the game to your gameplay because it's so rich. It's not just, like I said, it's not just something you do at endgame. Again, that may change, but right now, that's my overall feeling on that. Next.
Alrighty, let's take a look here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the experiences you've had in the available dungeons and what one of your best experiences was?
You guys have seen the dungeons, I'm sure. Everybody who's probably watching has seen, Storm Talon. So let me talk about that place. Having, done, shit tons of hours, if not, a year or years of my time doing PvE content, going into Storm Talon, which is, a low-level dungeon, and seeing their baseline, because, if you look at it systematically, this is where they begin to get you into doing a dungeon. And this shit is no joke. It's difficult. Things that you've learned, like interrupt armor, become very important. I mean, that last boss, if you're not stunning, if you're not, lining up your CCs, shit's gonna get hectic quick. And just looking at how versatile the teams are at building encounters that are not only encounters, but building dungeons that are enriching, but also super fucking difficult, gives me a lot of hope for what we're gonna see going forward. I mean, I'm gonna go off because somebody may or may not ask this. This is the first game, and this is a huge shout out to Jeff Kurtnacker. This is the first game that I've played in an MMO where I didn't turn the fucking sound off, and I know he has a big part to do with that. But traveling around, in a dungeon and listening to the music change, it actually, on some like deeper level, actually kind of affected me. I was like, wow, this shit is cool. Whereas I normally turn all the sounds off, so all I hear is spell noises. So I know in PvP when people pop certain things, I actually left the music on. So that's another part too that I wanted to throw out there. I'm finding that this game, because of the way they're designing it, it's engaging on more than just the regular get quest, turn quest in, go to next, max level, grind, and be done with levels. So, all right, here we go. Next question.
I think we're now going to get into some of the user questions here for Blank.
All
from
right.
the chat
We
here,
got
so Aegon, go
our
ahead.
first user question from BeardX. Do you think they're going to have flying mounts?
The last I remember about flying mounts was this. They have the technology, but whether or not they're going to make it at launch is still to be determined. We've discussed this before about what I feel, personally, and what others feel. A lot of people have really strong feelings about flying mounts. We're not going to get into that. If you're asking me, do I think they're going to have them at launch? I can't say. I don't know. Next question.
All right. Next question is from the Springy Blank. How is the combat? Is it more like Terra or is it like Guild Wars?
It's very much like Terra, and it's actually, I want to say maybe a step and a half past Terra. I'm not sure. I've been trying to find the video of when we were doing the PvP tournament on Monday, but in Terra, the combat is still very, what is the word I want? Linear. And I played a Slayer. I didn't play all of the classes in Terra, but you do very specific things to maximize your effectiveness, and there isn't much leeway, even, when other people do things. Like, oh, they did this, it's going to change how I approach things. Not really. If I have resource, I then do this and this and this, and when they're on cooldown, I use this and this. In Wildstar, it is a dynamic, variable challenge where you are looking at your limited action set and you're saying, so I'm going to use a warrior. I have kinetic energy. I need to generate it and I need to dish it out, but I need to be close enough to fuckers to be able to toss it out. I have gap closers. I've got stuns. I have things, but it's not because the battlefield is so intense. You have to be paying attention to what other people are doing, which ones they've used. Can you stack yours on? Can you stack your CCs and damage on people and focus them down, or do you need to position yourself to push other people off? It's intense. So instead of it being like, oh, I hit 1 and then 2 and 3, and when I can't hit those, then I will pop 5, 6, 7. It's more like, oh, this person did this. I now have to adjust around that. Much, much more dynamic, and it's so much more challenging, and it's more rewarding. I hope you guys get a chance, with, open betas and other stuff, to get to check out the combat, especially if you enjoy PvP. I can't say it enough. You're going to find yourself challenged. Your groups, your friends, whoever you play with, you're going to find yourself being like, wow, we just got stomped and we're not quite really sure how, and then trying to figure it out is just, it's awesome. All right, next one.
Okay. So this is a question from Rafe. How was leveling in terms of the time and difficulty as far as you experienced?
Leveling, from what I understand, is still kind of being poked at. Difficulty, one of the nice things about my experience is that you are not going to be able to bum rush in 2 days to get to the end game. It's just not possible. And a lot of people have been asking that metric, that the number they put out a while ago, where they were like, hey, we're trying to make it so it takes time and it's a whole deal. That's actually a thing. Like, don't expect to take the weekend off or take 3-day weekend and get yourself to endgame, because unless you're doing 3 days without sleeping, 4 days, 5 days, I just don't see it. And that's just based off of the minimal pacing that I've seen just early on. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. So for those that are hardcore, that are trying to smash through it, they have a big challenge in front of them. If you remember playing Vanilla WoW and taking months to level up, I'm not saying that's where this game is at, but it's going to have that same sort of feeling. Like, when you get there, you're going to feel like you accomplished something and not like, oh, I just powered through this bullshit, hooray. Yeah. Next question?
I was just about to say, we were almost halfway through the show and we had to say Vanilla WoW. We almost made it, guys. It's okay.
Almost. Avian asks, what class that you played is your favorite so far?
Right now, I'm really, really enjoying the Esper. They have a very interesting dynamic to them, and I'm not sure if that's what I'll be playing, at launch. But if there was a / time logged, it would definitely be Esper for sure. I actually enjoy Battleground healing, which is the absolute opposite of what I've enjoyed for a really long time in MMOs. I have not healed in an MMO in like 5 years, but I actually enjoy it in Wildstar. So we'll see. I don't think that's a question.
Okay. Thanks for saying what I was asking. Well, then delete Aegon's name. He's been talking nonstop. God damn, no one wants to hear that. What? Types. Hey, we're super professional. All right, go. Rage Bear asks, I would love for you to cough again.
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
I'm done.
So Rage Bear asks, is sneaking into the Exiles' main base to kill them when they shop a thing? Seems incredibly specific. You might want to give a funny answer to this.
What I can say to this question is there are going to be different server types. So you're going to be able to be on a PvE server, and they will have specific opting into PvP, because there were some people that were like, oh, I don't want a PvP, I'm kind of a casual Care Bear. And I was like, oh, that's cool. They will have servers for you to go and just casually pick your flowers and level, and not worry about it. There are going to be servers that are PvP, and how that ending flagging is going to go, I'm not sure, but as it is with any MMO, more than likely you decide you want to sneak into a main base, you're probably going to have to deal with guards and or people stomping on you as soon as you, show yourself. So, yes. Can you get into the enemy? Yeah, JTAG just said it. Can you get into the enemy main city? Yes.
I'm sick of JTAG sneaking in the chat. J-Tal, you're on the show next week. Get your suit.
All right.
Yeah,
Next question here that we have is again from Rage Bear, and he wants to know. Oh,
Okay.
hello? I'm not hearing people?
Someone's
You're not hearing
mic
a lot of
is making
feedback.
everybody else soft. I think it might be yours, Nix. I don't know. It's doing that thing it does.
Wait, is it making
No.
everyone else soft? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm incredibly...
Please, that's
I
not
started
typical of
this
you.
show incredibly not soft.
Continuing here, appropriate. Rage Bear wants to know, is there a reward for free world or arena PvP? So I guess it's a two-part. Is there a reward for free world PvP? Is there a reward for arena PvP?
Currently, if you kill somebody in the open world, you get XP as if you killed a minion that is the same level as you are? Question mark. Other than that, rewards? Question mark. Arena PvP yet? Yes. There was a couple of fun things put on with different groups being set up, and as one of the devs said here earlier, it sucks when you're fighting people and they're stacking their CCs, so you're tethered and then you're disarmed and you have your thumb up your butt because you can't kill the tether that's holding you there. It's really annoying. And watching your... The other thing, too, would be having somebody super squishy and watching the other team realize somebody's super squishy and them jumping and just killing them over and over and over again because you have a limited set of lives and as soon as they're gone, they're gone. Yeah, that's kind of a thing. But anyways, next question.
All right, next question from Rage Bear again. How balanced are the classes in PvP so far?
For the stages that they're at, they're pretty balanced. There's still going to be stuff that's adjusted, that's to be expected, especially at any stage. There's always stuff that the more people that play, the more that they find interesting ways of approaching things. So the classes, more than I would say, feel kind of balanced, but you can expect that stuff to change, often. That's just par for the course. This is gonna be good. Next question.
Beetle?
All right. Hey, guys. I know. I was giving a dramatic pause. I mean, so Tainted asks, this is very dramatic, are there macros in the game right now?
One of the add-on guys who are in chat could probably answer that. I have not used macros. The only macros that are helpful right now is having an F spam macro. So basically when you get stunned, what I have on my keyboard is I hit F once and then it continues to spam F, and it, goes through as fast as possible. It doesn't actually really help. It just makes it so I don't have to spam my F button. I'm able to continue moving, and then I hit F again and then stop spamming it. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, I have that set up for my spammer also, which is normally your number one. But when it comes to like macroing your trinket and then, vanish, cloak sort of skills, thing like that, that's when you only have, 9, 8, so many things on your limited action set, it's not that big of a deal. So, is Matt here? Not sure. I don't think you guys are there. I don't know.
Unless he's creeping.
He doesn't
There's,
log in
Kenny.
anymore.
Kenny's right there. Hi, Kenny. Thanks for stopping by. You missed your shout out. You're awesome. So yeah, it doesn't look like Maddie's probably trying to pretend to do work. Let's see.
Maddie's
Second says
asleep.
macros are a thing. Limited. There's slash commands and emotes. Yeah, that's about it. So let's go to the next question.
Next question's from Tainted again. He wants to know, I'm also wondering if there are any focus frames in the game, or anything similar, a way to multitask targets for CC / monitoring an enemy for on the opposing side.
What I can tell you is that if this is not a thing, more than likely one of the people like here, like Scholastic or Pocket Dancer, will end up making those sort of things if they are not put into the base game. Right now, you're able to set specific... Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So yeah. If there isn't an actual focus frame thing, more than likely, if it's not built into the game naturally, you will probably have one of these awesome add-on people making it for that to be a thing, if that's what you're interested in, mostly for probably PvP. So.
All right.
Good. Awesome.
Rain asks, Blank, did you get to test the Sanctuary of the Sword Maiden?
Did I get to test the Sanctuary of the Sword Maiden? This is the new dungeon that came out?
Yep.
What I'll tell you is that the Chua are seriously my favorite little bastards running around, especially the spell slingers, because they run with their weapons behind them like this, and it's really cool. So next question.
I was gonna say, hey man, that didn't have anything to do with deflection.
Complete dodge.
Well, then you just answered the question I was gonna ask from Kat. Chua are Chua the best race ever? You already did that.
Obviously.
Listen. When people were like brand new to the game, because people came up to when they were brand new, day one, Friday, all the hardcore fans were there. They were like, "I love Late Night Dominion. You know, how do I join your guild?" All these people who knew all about the game, right? And then the other day it started, where seriously people showed up and they were like, "I have no idea what Wildstar is. Tell me about it." And so to like get them like hooked in the game, it was either Granok, Orin, Chua, or Makari. Just because for some reason, small and big, you know, little furry, happy, like those seem to be the archetypes that really draw people in. So I'd explain them kind of to them really quick, explain the, the factions and everything, and then just watching them run around and do their stuff it was like watching, people have their first hit of crack. They were like, "Oh my god, when does this game come out? It's so cool." Everything, I think out of the whole time there were only like 2 people that like wanted to get into fist fights about, other specific things. That was like really, really funny. But yeah, Chua definitely has my favorite animations ever. Whoever made them, friggin', my hat's off to you, because they're just out of this world. No, Draken...
Yeah, Chua kind of are the coolest.
Draken, get no love.
I'm leaning more... The more and more I see of Draken, the more and more I like him. So who knows?
Oh my god. Yeah, and if you guys do have any other questions for anybody that's not me, or talk about anything else, feel free to hit us up next. We're getting to the end of these questions.
Beep boop.
And,
beep boop.
Another cool thing was explaining the subs to people. A lot of people were like, "Oh, the game's gonna have a sub," but then when I explained to them, being about cred and how that whole system worked, that really amped a lot of people. There were people that were like, "Oh, I got a shit ton of time. I should be able to grind and not have to pay for a subscription. That's really, really cool. Or maybe I can, pay for my girlfriend subscription." I was like, yeah. So, big, huge thumbs up from the community and from those who were brand new to the game coming in as a selling point. The sub model didn't seem to scare anybody away. They actually were like, "Wow, that's really cool." So I can buy your subscription, and then in that year, like the one I was like, "So I can buy a subscription for a tier-less amount, then I can save my money, buy other people's cred, and then potentially sell that to other people, and not ever have to pay for, time myself." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the thing." He was like, "That's awesome." So, anyways, there is one more question, and then we'll see what else is going on here.
Cool. So the last question on the list right now is from Agent Drew 81, and he wants to know what kind of emotes are in the game at the moment. So dancing and all those types.
I have no idea because I don't emote. Actually,
Too hardcore.
dude, seriously, I the only time I'd want to emote would be to do the when you sit down on somebody and it looks like you're bag tagging them. So until that's actually a thing, I probably won't. I'll probably have no idea. I do believe I saw a dance. But yeah, there better be a teabag emote. Like seriously, as a hardcore player, that's kind of it's kind of my deal. You world PvP, they jump you, you jump them, whatever, and then you get to teabag somebody. That has to be a thing. So
Yeah, I'm sure a teabag emote would go over fine with the majority of NC
they
soft.
always make it /sit. Maybe they'll make it something cool. If you guys are listening, you should make it kind of awesome. Like /pwn or something, or /pwned or
Jump sit.
jump sit
Jump sit.
/
You
what do they used to call
jump and
that?
then you put it in
Atomic
/sit.
sit-ups? No, atomic sit-ups. Isn't that what they used to do? Where you put something over somebody's head and you tell them to try and push really hard. You move it out of the way and someone's butt's there.
I mean,
Pretty sure that's
I
what
haven't
that's called.
I haven't teabagged in a video game since I got out of middle school, bro.
What kind of emote is that?
All right, so
Oh my god.
let's
Yeah,
move.
a
We're gonna
slash
move to the
wrecking
fan
balls.
questions.
Yep.
Can we have a twerk emote?
Oh, Jesus.
No, God no.
No way.
No.
God,
Hold
no.
on. Right there. Do you see this? This is the thing. Planning. There needs to be a /Blankspace, and all it does is flex. JTAG,
Oh,
make this
JTAG.
happen, dude. This needs to happen. Don't say no. Accept it.
It needs to flex and then send you back to the starting area or something. Something just to be like F you.
Shut up, Tim. Yes, you will. Listen, for those of you who don't know, Darius, whatever, his name is Tim.
Downright
and
Darius.
He tried the entire time I was at PAX to knock me down and injure me, and he actually steered my wheelchair into a cliff at one point. He is the world's biggest troll, and he's a big jerk face. But he's actually he's a really cool dude.
All
But he,
those cliffs in Seattle sounds dangerous.
Listen, Hackett Dancer ran into a friggin' pothole the size of, I don't know, a small car or something, and messed up her ankle.
How do you not see that?
I
So
don't
she
know.
Size
drove
of a
into it and
small
hurt her
car.
ankle? You get hurt
Yeah.
inside of cars?
See? I'm gonna push her down an escalator. Dude, wasn't cool. Wasn't cool. Oh, so before we move on, other fun stuff. Jarnod, who I believe is running his own guild, was a really cool dude. It was nice to meet him. There was Scholastic, who's over here. Scholastic was, yeah, exactly. He was trying to take me up escalators. He's like, come on, bro, we can totally do this. And I'm like, you weigh 100 pounds, and if you fucking drop me, I'm going to kill you as I roll backwards down this thing. Packet works at this awesome place, and that has beer. She's like, yeah, we just come down and have some beers during our workday.
A bar?
And I was like, yeah, a fucking bar. Dude, with shit on tap. Would you like a light or a dark? I was like, this is pretty much the coolest thing ever. Who am I missing? Sarkan, who does stuff with MMORPG.com, was there. He was really cool. He was, we actually went to his party the first night, second night? I'm not sure when. Pretty sure it was his first night. That was really cool. Well, it's my listing for my fun list here. Pedro, if you don't know, Pedro posts more than anybody else I know. Seriously, Pedro, next to Random Cat and Monster Central, Pedro posts more than any person humanly possible. It's crazy. Evian was
4K
there.
posts?
Evian was awesome.
Oh my god.
What?
4K posts according to chat.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I don't understand. And am I missing anybody? I think I got everybody. And Tim. Tim was just a jackass, or Darius, or whatever. So all those people were really cool. It was really awesome to
Darius.
meet them all. And I'm gonna say this again because there are people watching. Hey, some of you actually met me, said hi, you stopped by, you said you'd like the show. I want to see you at PAX East. I want to see you guys at PAX East. I want you to show up at the party and have a blast. I want to bullshit about the game with you. I want to have a drink. PAX East, they're going to be doing tickets here sometime soon. If you've got an organization, try to get tickets at a hotel at a group rate. You can walk if you're nearby. You can taxi it in. You can fucking rent a van. But PAX East is going to be a blast, and I hope that everybody here is there, except for Darius. He's the only person I don't want to see. You can stay down in the south. Oh my god, so...
I think I might actually try to go to PAX East as well. I haven't been to PAX in 2 years, so if anyone wants to touch my beard. What?
But seriously, I really want... Oh my god. Just the chat tonight is very, very interesting. So yes, I hope to see people at PAX East. It is a lot of fun to go to these conventions. And now we'll move on to our fun talk, which is brought to you by Fen Just Fen.
Fen fun talk. So Zap Robo snuck in here. Oh, he just talked again. There he goes. Zap Robo snuck in here and asked how many OSIN does it take to screw in a light bulb. Depends on the size of the light bulb, obviously. It's a trick question. I think. I don't know. Zap, quit putting me on the spot. Rage Bear asks, question for SVG as a whole, what are your goals as a community? Well, that's a whole thing. Blank?
Yeah.
You want to talk?
Yeah. This is what I'll say about our guild, and I try not to use this as a talking point about the guild because I want them to be separate entities. As a guild, we are aiming for hardcore progression in PvP and PvE, but a lot of us have done that as like a second job. I mean, and you only played with the same 25, 30 people. You only played with the same 45, 50 people, and that was it. You did nothing with anyone else. That's why, as a community, we've also opened up what I consider casual and friends and family. And I don't mean casual in a bad way, even though I do call people casual in a bad way. In this instance, these are people who want to come. These are people that want to come and play the game with us casually. And the expectation of them is to show up, have fun, join in on the weekends for an alt raid or an alt war plot for fun. A lot of the experiences that some of us have had is just those 30 friends, and they're not even friends. They're people that you're working on a job. You're aiming for one specific thing. You're aiming for 25 US, 8th world or whatever, and that's it. There wasn't much talk besides the small clique that you made with other people because you were so badass and elite, etc., etc. We're trying to break that, smash the shit out of that, not only have that sort of desire, direction, and focus, but also have time to play with other people too, who are just there to enjoy the game, to fuck around in houses, to do econ PvP, to do all of those other things that are in games that people enjoy playing. So, anyways, yeah.
I typed that in the wrong spot.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So like, I guess Blank really nailed it for the most parts. When I asked Blank and Nixus and these guys and Aegon to be like, and Hiroshi, my dog, if you're out there. When I asked them, it's like, hey, do you guys want to come onto our like little crew here and start a Wildstar thing? It's like, yeah, it's just a big community thing. It started off as super hardcore, and then we're like, well, there's a lot of great people here in Wildstar, and we'd love to, still play with these people. It's like, I've been like, all these people are just hilarious and fun. It's just, I've been super busy at work the whole last week, and I log into TeamSpeak for like the first time tonight, and like one of the members instantly goes, oh look, it's the former leader of Subterfuge Gaming who doesn't play games anymore. I'm just like, everybody starts a goddamn coup when I gotta work for 3 days straight, it's like, it's just that kind of stuff. It's just funny, and then you're just like, shut up, do you want to play Diablo 3? Or shut up, let's play League. So, I don't know, it's a great thing. We try, like Blank said, we try not to talk about it too much on Late Night Dominion. This is more based on Wildstar itself and all you guys, so there's our little plug, and I guess we can stop talking about that, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
Right here.
What's that say? Thank you. Nope, okay. Well done. Rain. Rain asks, Beetle, how are you enjoying the lore so far in Wildstar? You know, from what I've read, the lore's pretty cool, but it's not quite yet my cup of tea. I love sci-fi. I've read a ton of just the nerdiest books. Like, I just start grabbing things over here. It's just terrible for me. But then it's like, if they, like with this new comic book thing that they did with the Blank's gonna go grab some water. With this version, this post where they did the comic book thing, if they want to put more of the lore in a comic book format like that, I am all for it. That will actually, as a comic nerd, as somebody who's got all these comics in my closet and stuff that I just packed away and waiting for them to become worth money after I read them, if you keep doing some lore stuff in the comic book pattern, I'm all for it. Matt McCarsky, Momo, I know you're out there, and you love comics too, so let's keep doing that. So then it just brings in different styles of people who, maybe I don't want to read 3 paragraphs of lore, and I'd rather read it through a comic book. That's my thing with that. Nixus, you want to touch on that?
No, that last thing you just said is exactly it. I mean, you've got people like me who are really into lore, so what we'll do is, if we're given, like, you know, a wall of text of just lore, we're cool with it, you know, we read it. A lot of people don't really enjoy that, right? And then we end up having to organize things around it, like, you know, the get-togethers to actually read lore and whatnot. To actually have it in the same format that they have the Tales from Beyond the Fringe in, it makes it really entertaining. And it's not even just like, you know, boxes of just different things. They actually have it. It's kind of animated almost, because you click through it, and, you know, there's little pop-ups and whatnot. And I've really enjoyed it. I hope they keep coming out with these. I know they've only come out with 2 so far, but man, like, they're really well done. Yeah. And I'd like to hear if Blank even enjoys them, because I know he's not really into the whole story thing. But what do you think about the tales?
Yeah, he paints by numbers. Go ahead.
This is sitting at PAX Prime. There were a few people who asked about the role-playing community, and I was really proud to be able to say that we have not only a strong but prominent and respected role-playing community out there. And as much of a hardcore player, click-through quest kind of a guy that I am, I have to be supportive of the game, I have to be supportive of the lore. When I played, again, World of Warcraft, I didn't read the lore shit until I didn't read any of it until about Wrath. And that was only because at that point, you know, you did your raids, you did your hard, you know, your PvP, and you were still fucking bored. So I actually started reading the lore. Some people read that stuff from the beginning, and I have to give it to Carbine. I gotta give it to Pappy. I know I gave you shit. I know at the party I gave you shit. They are starting an entire brand out of nowhere. I mean, this art is genuine to just itself. It doesn't have the backing of an Elder Scrolls. It doesn't have, you know, a well-known name like Lord of the Rings. It doesn't have that shit that people are going to play it just because they love the old story. And I feel that's one of the strong points. The art is distinct. You know, it has feelings of other, you know, other things out there. People say Ratchet and Clank and stuff. But they built it very well. People are very strongly attracted to the Dominion or the Exile because personally something draws them. Whether it's the white knighting, whether it's, you know, feeling like a left out. Some people, it's just the art. They just enjoy the way that certain things look, the way that they move. The animation sold so many people on the game. And I actually find myself trying to learn more and more about the lore because while it's nice to be informed about the mechanics and the system design and stuff, this is what will draw people in to want to play. The funny faction shit that we do, like just on Twitter, where it's like I'm siding with the Exiles, you know, Space Bunnies forever, or Dominion domination. This is what's going to build a community of people that playfully mess around and are jokey about stuff in the future going forward. I don't know. It's ballsy and daring, but they're doing it really, really well. And for me to say that means a lot, because normally all that I ever look at is how does it work? How can I exploit it? How get the best, gear, whatever, micromanage everything, and then just go forward. And I actually find myself enjoying this stuff as a hardcore player, which is not normal. We move on
Very
to
cool.
the next.
Yeah,
we
got
Wait. Is JTAG Dominion? Did I not know this?
Yeah?
Yeah, I
He
think-
just said, ugh, exiles.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Josh is just gonna rage onto the Dominion side at some point. We all see it coming. Josh is like, "Come on, guys, you know it's a matter of time. We've done it before."
Listen, Josh, you can always hang out here. It's just like when Arwolf came on the show. He was like, "This isn't going to be like you guys just beating up on me." And we're like, "No, yeah, but no." Like, people, there are a lot more people that were super into. I was kind of bitching about this at PAX because they had the big fucking Granok, which was the coolest thing you've ever seen. I was like, dude, this thing is fucking awesome. That thing's on his head. That's his head. I was like, that's awesome. And then there was Amy, who was this awesome Orin, and I'm like, where the fuck is a Dominion cosplay? Seriously? Can we get something cool? And like, unless there's some midget person out there who's gonna do like some sort of Chua thing, you got McCory and
They
Draken.
prefer dwarf.
Whatever. Little people. That's the technical term. But I'm just, there were a lot of people who were like, wow, that's really, really, really cool. So, and I've already thrown this challenge out there. Somebody show up as a Dominion cosplay, and I will give you some sort of free, awesome, badass shit if you get it set up and are there and meet me, and that'll be awesome because I won my picture. Anyways. Oh my
Alright,
god,
so
yeah. Next.
all cops cosplay Dominion if they have an overweight race. Alright, we got some questions.
Well, I'm short and round.
For
I
Nick
can do it, Chua.
specifically.
So.
Oh, man.
Alright, we've got
Questions.
three questions for Nixus specifically, and then we're wrapping up the show. So, just do a quick thanks to everybody, but here come 3 Nixus questions. Nixus, you want me to read them to you, or you just want to go?
I guess I'll just go. Do I really
Just
have
go.
to answer this? Do you use hair gel, or is it naturally like that? Well, take a guess. I wake up
That's
in the morning,
mousse.
and it is just concrete like that. I don't even know how that happens. Every night it just kind of grows back in, and it's exactly how I need it. And no, I do
Wet
not use
dream.
gel. I use something else. To add, I think that's the only question I had for me there, buddy.
No.
What?
They're all about you.
No.
They're all about you.
Don't you dare delete these.
I do not see them.
Nixus,
Read them off to me.
Nixus, do you just sit straight like that, or do you have plywood taped to your back?
I'm actually, fun story, I moved into this apartment about a week ago. I didn't have a chair, like a computer chair. So I moved in with this beautiful thing. And for my show, I actually put a pillowcase over it because it's hideous and I hate it. So,
Oh god, that's awful.
I actually
Jesus.
put my back straight because it's a kitchen. It's for the kitchen. I need to buy a new chair. And then
That was-
the next one.
That was awful. Yeah, Nixus, do you always save that shirt for LND?
Actually, I wore this proudly to my first day at school this year. No, not kindergarten. It's
High
funny because
school.
the average age of the people in my class is like 30. And I just walk in all proud with my Wildstar shirt. I'm just like, what's up? Just representing the nerds. And they're just like, what is that? Is that a gun? I'm just like, oh my goodness, how the
God.
kids. It's just, I don't
What
know.
is that, eh?
But yes, I
I'm not
usually
gonna
do
lie.
keep this shirt nice and clean for late night Dominion.
I
I have this
keep
one
my,
too that I wear.
I
Dude,
keep my
mine's
fucking
right
This one on
shirts.
a regular basis.
Where'd it go? I think it fell. Oh, there, it did.
Dude, I keep all the fucking shirts. They're all right here. They're all cleaned. In case I ever
And
decide
I may
wanna-
or may not have 2 or 3 of the same T-shirt, but that's nothing we need to discuss on the show.
Yeah, they're all Nike swoosh.
Oh goodness. But yeah, that's my 3 questions there. We're done.
Nice.
All right. So that's the show for tonight, everybody. Thank you. Where's the Google document? Oh Jesus. Oh
Are
Jesus.
you really lost?
What is he doing?
I have a shirt on my face. I
So,
can't see anything.
Vito's gone full retard, so I'm going to take over for the show now. Thanks for stopping by. There's a couple things we're going to wrap up here with. There are people that have been sending me some messages wanting to know about town halls. Town halls have been pushed back. I cannot explain to you why. However, I will explain to you that we will announce to the public on Twitter and on Wildstar Central when we're getting ready to organize them again. We will need moderators from the community to help out. But there are some reasons why we're going to wait on the town halls. I know we said we're going to do them after PAX Prime. We have to push them back. And I did want to mention that one of our members in our guild set up a MOBA Madness competition tournament. I threw in a bunch of cool shit that I had here. Some of the other members threw in some cool shit. It is for League of Legends and for Dota 2.
The Dota 2.
You need to have a full team of 5 with 2 possible subs if your team of 5 are flaky ding-dongs. Post on there, speak to Rafe. The prize is... I don't know why my link turned into not a link.
I'm going to turn...
Hyperlink that ish, son.
Yeah, can you send that in? We're going to tell you guys what we have for prizes here.
Go sign up.
Third place winners get a $5 prize for each player. Holy shit, nice. I didn't realize. I haven't seen the prizes for the Dota 2 tournament. I apologize. Second place winners, $5 prize for from each player to the Dota 2 store, and the grand prize is $10 for each player from the Dota 2 store and a mythical item. Then there's stuff that explains to it. What is not posted on there is I'm also going to be donating a set of the Wildstar Penny Arcade trading pins for the team to give to whoever they want for the grand prize. So that's
I've got a
one
couple
of each.
other. I've got a couple other Dota 2 things that are going to be going into, but I think Rafe wanted to announce that himself. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. I believe myself, and we may have some other people, but I believe I will be one of the main casters for the tournament.
Yep. I should be casting. The way that I had it set up, I believe, is I'm going to be casting the League of Legends and potentially playing. That still hasn't been fully decided. But let me finish with the other stuff. League of Legends, for those of you interested. Riot Point card and exclusive pack skins. Riot Point cards, exclusive pack skins. Grand prize for first place is Riot Points. Exclusive pack skins, that's the old Heckram and Blitzcrank, and a set of the Wildstar Penny Arcade trading pins. There's a lot of stuff. The final deadline to join up is September 15th. Even if you are not, if your friends play MOBAs and they're interested, cool beans. Maybe we can get somebody interested in Wildstar if they come play in this tournament. We don't necessarily give a crap where you come from. As long as you want to come play, you can sign up and show up. It is a first come, first serve, so make sure to sign up and get your information on Wildstar Central or to Rafe as soon as possible.
Pass that around to any of your MOBA friends.
Yeah.
I mean, all they have to do is make a
there are people
Wildstar
out
Central
there
thing.
who have friends and they're like, oh, what if we had started a team? Well, this is a good chance to see how you would have done as a team because it's free and it's going to be a ton of fun. So, and there's still a lot of room left. So, make sure you guys are checking it out and letting your friends know.
Rush Rabadon's death cap. Every character.
And we wanted to mention that we are still running a community game night. For those, and I know a lot of communities out there are off doing other things. Maybe guilds don't want to encourage other people to go play. Community game night is take off the tags, bring the frags. We play free-to-play games We get together, whether it's Dota 2, it's and it's not just always free to play. We have Planetside 2, Smite, Terra, Infinite Crisis, Dawngate, Final Fantasy, whatever it is. We try to get people together. Doesn't matter what guild you're from. It doesn't matter if it happens to be middle of the night EU. If you're part of the Wildstar community or the gaming community in general, and you just want to hang out on Sunday night, play some games with people, we want to hang out with you. We want to get to know you. We've had a lot of fun doing, Smite competitions and League for fun. Of course, we've been big into getting our streams going forward. So definitely check that post out too. I don't have the link right here, but
I already linked it.
I hope you guys. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Not going to be able to discuss any more Wildstar sort of stuff. This was the last chance that I wanted to throw out that corresponded with Wildstar Wednesday, the PAX wrap-up. I want to say special thanks to our guest, because we have none. Make sure to follow this Twitch channel. Check out all of our Twitters. I don't think Beetle really tweets that much, and I'm not sure about Aegon. Nixus likes to tweet randomly about his moose.
I tweet like every day
about my moose.
Yeah,
we got these scrolls out back. It's terrible.
Behind Nixus's room, there's like an like this little enclosure where there's his moose that runs on a treadmill, and that runs his internet. So like when he can't connect and stuff, he's having issues. Right, it basically means that his moose, needs to be fed or needs to go out to go poop or, whatever. So, anyways, thank you guys for showing up. We love doing this show. It's a lot of fun. I love meeting all the awesome fans and getting new people excited about the game. And as always, we should be here next week, barring, people's mooses not working and Aegon's computer needing to be restarted, maybe on time. And make sure to check out our streams. I'll give that selfless plug. We got ourselves our own streaming team over at Twitch TV. So now you can type in Twitch TV/team/Subterfuge Gaming, and you can watch, Nixus or myself or Aegon, or we got to add some more people in there. You can watch us streaming different stuff, have fun, and hopefully stay connected with us. That's all I've got. You guys want to say anything before I say goodnight?
We're good.
We'll start streaming once I'm not dead at work again.
Yeah, it's a lie.
We're playing some League tonight, aren't we?
I'll be streaming some League
We're
tonight.
playing some League tonight.
I'll be streaming some League tonight. So.
I thought we were playing Diablo 3.
F Diablo 3.
3.
Thanks for stopping by the show.
D3.
We'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, everyone.
Real Blankspace, Twitch TV, Real Blankspace. I'll see you soon. Okay, good night. Bye.
Man.
Don't forget, Twitch TV, Atomics 1911. Take it easy, folks.